Nothing quite like summer in Chicago, and nothing for Northwestern quite like having volleyball media days just down the lake. Shortest commute, obviously, of everybody. We're about to chat with Tim Nollan, about to start his second year with Northwestern. And one of the strengths of this team, the key returners that they have from the attack mindset on the pin. You see three different players from last year's roster averaging over 1.5 kills per set from that position. But it's not just all about those returnees. You have to influence and impact the newcomers as well. Ayah Elnady over 3.25 kills per set a year ago at Kansas. Campbell Paris as well at South Carolina. And Bella Bullington, one of the highly rated youngsters coming in to this Northwestern program. Television schedule was released earlier on Monday, and you see the Cats on the big screen 3 times this year here on the Big Ten Network. Late September against Indiana, against Michigan in mid-October, and then late in the year taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. So with all that Northwestern information now in hand, welcome in second-year head coach Tim Nollan. Tim, we did this for the first time a year ago. So for you, how different has this summer felt in comparison to last year when pretty much everything was brand new?
Well, this summer for sure feels a lot slower. We're not scrambling, trying to put together a roster still. You know, we're really comfortable with the players we have and the training we got to have all spring, and I think we're in a good position for the coming year.
Every coach, after a year, will sit down with their staff, assess what went right, what went wrong, where you can make big-time improvements. How did you assess year one?
You know, year one was a battle. We knew it was going to be really tough. Just playing the league we're playing, and again, coming on late. But I feel like we did some things well, starting with culture and competing. And we pushed a lot of teams to the limit. You know, we really only got blown out twice the whole year. And in this conference, it can happen any given night. So I was pleased with that. And then we worked really hard to implement some depth in the offseason defensively and offensively. And looking forward to showcasing that this fall.
You mentioned culture. It's certainly one of the buzzwords right now around not just volleyball, but every collegiate sport. What do you want the culture to be with Northwestern volleyball?
You know, I think for me, it's how do you measure it? Like, how do you quantify it? And if you're bringing in student athletes, investing them and having them graduate, that's a sign of a really healthy program. And that's what we're going to do.
Obviously, there are expectations heading into year one when you're in a new league and you're taking over a new program. How did the reality meet up with what your expectations were heading into the Big Ten?
You know, it was pretty on par. We played a lot of great matches in some really historic, great venues against some of the best teams in the country and against some of the greatest minds on the coaching side.
You have a lot of change, obviously, with this year's team. You have 3 freshmen and 5 transfers. We showed from some big-time programs like Kansas, South Carolina. When you and the staff went into the portal, what were you looking for?
Well, we were only interested in taking players we felt could really impact us. You know, we weren't going to take people just to take people. So we were looking for pieces that fit kind of into our system. I think we're going to play a little bit differently this coming year. And so the pieces we were able to add, I think, kind of play towards that.
Without giving away too many state secrets, I have to follow up on that. How do you anticipate looking different than you looked in 2024?
Well, I think we're going to ball handle a lot better, which is going to allow us to play a lot more tempo. You know, we can't play the same way as Nebraska and Minnesota and Penn State. We're a different type of team, so we're going to play that way. I would say we're going to play a lot closer to maybe how Indiana plays, just a lot quicker, and really try and control the tempo of the game.
One of those transfers, Ayah Elnady, coming from Kansas, spent 4 years there, very productive during her time with the Jayhawks. For those who haven't seen her, what's her skill set and what do you need her to give you this season?
Well, if she could give us 3.5, 4 kills a set, it would be
pretty
great.
Good, yeah.
But, you know, she's a great point scorer. She's equally skilled at attacking out of back row as she is front row. She's got a great serve. We're going to kind of give her the green light and tell her to go for it. And then she can play all 6. She can pass. And so, again, having her on the floor the entire time, if we need to being able to calm people down, showcase, you know, just her skills front row, back row, I think it's a game changer for us.
As one of the top academic schools in the country, I know Northwestern is unique in its requirements as well. How does that kind of impact what you and your staff do, whether it be in the portal or in the traditional recruiting window?
Sure. I mean, Northwestern is Northwestern, right? We're a top 6 academic school in the country. We're really proud of it. And we're not going to sacrifice it all to bring in student athletes. So for us, you know, one of the first questions we're always asking is, do you understand the academics at Northwestern? And can you send me your transcripts?
And I'm assuming the answer is typically yes, otherwise they're not part of your program. Sienna Noordemeer is here as part of your program. What will her role be both on and off the floor in terms of production and leadership this year?
Yeah, Sienna is one of our voted captains, and so she is obviously guiding us in that way. She's a setter. Right now our gym is a complete green light. Everyone's competing for time. So Sienna and Ayah both got to get in there and practice, starting on the first and get after it and try and earn some time. But I think just their leadership, having been around it and been in it, is really, really impactful for our team.
I know player-led teams are what every coach wants, but specifically when you get into this league and you have to deal with the level of competition that you have to deal with, you're going to go through rough times. Almost everybody does, save perhaps Nebraska and Penn State the last couple of years. So how much more critical does that player-led run team become when you go through those rough stretches?
Oh, it's imperative. I mean, to be able to have senior leadership that the team can lean on, that the staff can lean on, to have that bridge between the team and the staff, to help kind of reset and refocus, because after every match, it's a reset. The sun's going to rise again the next day, no matter how you did. You're going to move forward. Okay, what went well? What can we do better? Who do we have next? Okay, how do we draw it up? Let's go get a W. And having those older kids that can help keep everyone going the same direction is really imperative.
Discussed Ayah and Sienna a little bit in terms of their skill sets already. What other players, be they returnees, transfers, or even freshmen, do you expect to have an impact, perhaps even immediately for you?
Man, we're going to have so many kids on the floor. It's really exciting. I think Pizzo Azan had a great year last year attacking for us, obviously led us in points. Drew Wright, Gigi Navarrete, both ball control pieces, fighting for that libero jersey, but both had incredible springs. Their perfect pass percentage went up a great deal. Rylan Reed had a great year on and off for us last year. She had a really, really productive spring. Lauren Carter, our other setter, going to be a senior as well, really connecting well with Campbell Paris and some other pieces throughout the spring. So there's so many people that are going to be able to contribute, but it's going to take all of us. There's no easy night in this league.
It's a lot of players to get into a rotation. Would that be the goal, for you to get as many different athletes on the floor as you possibly can?
No, the goal is going to be to win. And then how we create that formula is going to be up to us during double days. I can see it having a lot of people rotating through. I can see it being matchup based. Hey, tonight we got to play this way. Tomorrow we need to play this way. But the goal is to win.
You obviously have a bit of a West Coast background, having spent time at USC as an assistant, then at Grand Canyon before this job. Last year with USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington joining the league, we all tried to envision how it would change the Big Ten and what it would look like. Having lived through it, what did you think about the transition?
I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed more high-level volleyball matches. The more, the better. I think it also brings, the league more coast to coast, which increases viewership, in my opinion. The Big Ten, hands down, the best league in the country. So adding those top West Coast teams, I think, only made sense. And
as I glance to your schedule, you make a road trip to USC this year. Have you thought yet about what that will feel like for you as the head Wildcat?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's always great to go back to old stomping grounds. I'm an SC alum from back in the day before I coached there. There's already, the ticket requests are already coming through like crazy, but we're going to have a strong presence there for the Cats, and I think it'll be fun.
Talk about ticket requests, you talk about TV viewership, you talk about popularity. Tim, it's changed so much since you started coaching. How does volleyball stay on this upward trajectory in terms of both its popularity and its visibility?
Well, I think first and foremost, we have to continue to invest in the student athletes, giving them the opportunities to showcase their talents on TV and investing them on the court, off the court. I think that's the biggest path. The reason it's popular is because of them. It's not the coaches. Everyone wants to see the student athletes. I think the Big Ten Network has kind of led the charge in that, and we're really, really proud to be part of it.
Yeah, we're proud of that as well. From a coach's perspective, what's the most enjoyable part of being along for this ride?
Just watching the growth of the game. Watching little kids coming out and knowing who players are and wanting to emulate them and wearing their jersey in the stands and just watching that, I think, is really, really special.
You have a somewhat backloaded road schedule. I believe 6 of your last 8 matches this season are away from home. So how much more critical does that make it that you guys are able to have success in Evanston in the early and mid portion of the conference schedule?
Well, I think you have to be able to defend home court, especially in this league. Every match is tough. If you got to win the matches you're supposed to win, you got to try and steal a couple. I think if you're going to steal them, you got to definitely try and steal the ones at home.
What was it like from a coach in this conference? I know you weren't part of it, but to watch the Final Four, to watch that epic match between Penn State and Nebraska, and then to watch Penn State bring back a national championship to the league that you coach in?
I think it's great for the Big Ten. You know, I think we can have 3 to 4 teams in the Final Four every year, depending on brackets and matchups and things like that. And it just validates that, again, this is the best league in the country. And, you know, to have stood toe-to-toe with both those teams in the fall made me feel pretty good about our efforts.
Tim, I do want to ask most coaches who sit down here with me today and have coached against or spent time with John Cook, who obviously announced his retirement earlier this year after a legendary career at Nebraska, what he has meant to either you directly or to the sport of volleyball as a whole.
Well, I think to volleyball, he's been incredible for the growth of the game. You know, he was such a pillar for such a long time and bringing the sport forward and pushing it to new heights. You know, he came to Evanston last year, walked over, checked in on me, you know, asked me how it was going, anything he could do to help. That's just kind of who he was. But I think for the game of volleyball, he's done so much for it that we're still going to be talking about him in 10 years, 15 years.
Tim, I do want to wrap up with your team and your approach over the next couple of weeks as you get ready for the opener. Where's the biggest focus for Tim Nollan and Northwestern volleyball?
Developing student athletes right now. We are going to spend a lot of time training, going through offensive systems, defensive systems, breaking down skill positions. We have a little bit of time. We don't play that week 0. So we're going to really use it to kind of slowly ramp up and train and hopefully have a healthier student athlete.
Tim, as always, great to catch up. Wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get to know your student athletes a little bit better. And for that, we send it over to Elena and Holly once again.
Thanks so much, Rick. I'm so excited to be joined by Ayah Elnady and Sienna Noordemeer. Welcome to Big Ten Media Days, just down the road for you all to be here. What are you most excited about being here today?
For me, I'm just excited to meet other student athletes from other schools and just talk to them about the season. So.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I think being able to be here with Ayah and share that and just kind of share what we're doing at Northwestern. It's a really exciting group and we're really excited for season to start. So just happy to represent the Cats a little bit.
I've followed your career, and you're the only player I've ever heard of from Egypt coming over and playing collegiate volleyball. How did you start playing volleyball, and how did you get over to the States?
So growing up, I played a lot of sports. My parents kind of just put me in a bunch of sports to see what I like most, and I ended up really liking volleyball just because of the team aspect of it. And then I was fortunate enough to play on the national team. And from there, I kind of started to think, I want to try to play in the U.S. And there were actually 2 twin sisters who were there before me. They were at Park University. So I kind of just connected with them and just talked to them about the process and how to get there. And yeah, it was the best decision I've ever made. So I'm so excited.
Love that.
Yeah.
Sienna, I've followed your career since you started at Northwestern as a freshman. How have you just seen yourself grow as a student athlete, both on and off the court, since coming to Northwestern?
Yeah, I mean, Northwestern has definitely been a challenging environment and has had me stretch myself both athletically and academically. I think I've accomplished a lot academically and learned so much and hopefully setting myself up for a successful career. And athletically, I mean, getting to know these girls and learning from everyone who's walked through those doors with me and just being able to figure out the Big Ten environment and balance everything. You learn a lot in our challenge, but I'm just really proud of being able to go through it and go through it all with these girls and grow with them.
To follow up on that, you graduated from your undergrad in 3 years, so you're going to start business school in the fall.
Yes.
How do you balance those?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely challenging. I love both, and I am always going to do whatever I can to be the best I can be at whatever I do. And I'm really lucky that Northwestern has such incredible support and academics at the same time. And I'm really excited to start the Kellogg program. I've heard amazing things about it. So I'm just, it's a great opportunity that I'm willing to capitalize on.
Ayah, you had a very accomplished career at Kansas, and we're so pumped to have you now in the Big Ten where we get to cover you. What led to the decision of you coming to Northwestern and deciding to spend your last season here?
Yeah, so I mean, I had a great time at KU, but I think I got 2 degrees from there, so it was the right time to move on. But it was such a great experience. But I chose Northwestern because like it just like offers everything that anyone could be looking for. You know, like it's one of the best academic schools in the country. The campus is beautiful. We have amazing facilities, and then the coaching staff is just amazing. So I feel like it was an easy decision to choose Northwestern.
And how familiar with the Big Ten were you when you were at Kansas?
Yeah, I mean, pretty familiar. You know, like it's always so competitive, and like it's always so fun to watch teams in the Big Ten compete against each other. So I know how competitive the league is, and I just can't wait to start season.
I talked to your former coach, Caitlin Nielsen from Kansas, and she said she loves to hit the ball. She tolerates passing. Is that true?
Yeah, this is really true.
Do you have to spend more time passing because you're already pretty good at attacking?
I love to attack because of the fun of it, but I know that I need to like get my passing reps in because I do need to get better in passing. So I feel like, yeah, I would say I pass more, just like to kind of like improve it. Yeah.
Sienna, we just heard your coach talk about you've been voted a captain for this season. That's very exciting. You have a lot of new newcomers on the squad as well. Yeah. What have you been doing in this new role to kind of help build some team culture and camaraderie before season starts?
Yeah, absolutely. Throughout the spring, we really were working on culture, and we were meeting with our sports psychologists often to just really start to build that foundation and that groundwork to have a whole new team kind of come in and really just start something new. So over the summer, we've really leaned into that too. We did a book club where we all read The Mob Mentality by Kobe, and every week we'd come together, share our thoughts, and we really bonded over that. And we tried to spend as much time as we could together, both on the court and off of it. And I think we have great chemistry and camaraderie. The girls are amazing, and we're just going to continue to build on it through preseason.
How did you guys spend your summer?
We were here. We were trained 5:45 lifts every day, and then we'd practice right after. So those early mornings definitely are building some character, but all of us were definitely chipper in the mornings, which is nice.
Wait, who chose 5:45 during the summer?
So it was a standard from when I was a freshman, but it was a judgment call for this year. Some of us had internships as well and classes, so it was just finding a way to balance all of that. But we've all been here, and it's been a great summer, minus some of the weather.
Did you get to do any fun things together as a team outside of that 5:45 a.m. lift this summer? Any good team building activities outside of the gym?
Yeah, we had a couple. We had a friendship bracelets one night, and then we would do, so like whenever we do book club as a team, we would like go to one of our teammates' like apartment and just like hang out. We did like a dinner one time. And then we would go to the beach. So like we had a couple of team bonding activities, and I feel like the team is like really connected, which is going to help us a lot.
I read that you're very interested in the stock market. Is that something you want to do after school?
I'm about that. I am interested in the stock market. I worked in asset management for a little bit, and I really liked it. But I feel like for the stock market part, I want to do it for myself. And then as a professional career, I started kind of like pivoting towards sports, just like because this is what I'm passionate about. So I'm still like trying to figure out what I like actually want to do in sports. But
so money in sports, or just going towards sports?
Well, the stock market is going to be still going to be on the side for me.
Okay.
But and then like for a professional career, like I want to like work like like in a sports related field. So the stock market is going to be there.
And what got you involved in loving the stock market?
In the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sienna, I know you're also very academically driven, so we could talk about your internship as well, but I'm really intrigued in just learning, you've played so many different roles since your career started at Northwestern. You battled through injury, redshirting, and then just differing amounts of playing time. Now you're stepping into a leadership role. How have you been able to stay grounded through it all and just kind of embrace those different roles you've played?
Yeah, I've learned a lot with each one of them, and I think that's a unique position to be in, to be able to have a bunch of different roles and wear a lot of hats. And I mean, in coming to Northwestern, I always wanted to make an impact in whatever way I could and whatever role that meant. And that starts with working as hard as I can every single moment and trying to lead by example. And then from there, if I build up, and now I do have a little bit more of a leadership role. So just trying to empower my teammates any way I can. But it's all team first, just wanting to make the program as best as it can be. And I've just learned a lot the past couple of years, but grounded in how much I love the sport and how much I want to accomplish.
You guys have both seen this upcoming schedule. Anything that you're excited about? Any particular matchups?
I'm excited to go home a little bit, have a little hometown crew hopefully, and play some of the California teams. It'll definitely be a surreal experience.
For me, I've heard a lot of things about Penn State's gym, so I'm excited to go there.
That's definitely a rowdy one. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fans when you get to go.
Yes,
big crowd there.
definitely.
Give us a little bit of a glimpse inside of what makes Northwestern volleyball special, just what your team culture is like, and kind of a recruiting pitch of sorts if you were talking to a high schooler right now. What made you guys come to Northwestern, and what makes your team special?
Yeah, do you want to start?
Yeah, I think like as I said, Northwestern has like everything anyone could hope for. Like you can get an incredible academic degree while also like competing like in the toughest conference in the country. It's like you can like have it all here, and then like on top of that, like you get an amazing coaching staff who's like committed to building this program. So I just think that like it's just like such a all-rounded place to be. So.
Yeah, I think from the top down, starting with Mark Jackson, our AD, and to Tim, and then the girls too, everyone's just committed to being excellent in everything, and academics, athletics, and supporting each other around that. And I think that's just an incredible environment to be in and be challenged like that. And I've learned so much just from everyone that's around me. And I came to make an impact. I came to help shape the future of this program. I truly think we have the foundation to be very competitive in this conference, and I hope to contribute to that. And I think everyone that comes here has that same mentality where we're going to grind and work hard on and off the court, but we're going to do it for the Cats and to make us all better.
What drives you both? You both excel on the court and off the court. What drives both of you?
For me, just like the passion for the game, and like especially this season, what drives me is just like I really want to make an impact for this program, because like I know it's only 1 year, so I just like really want to like help this program kind of like like move up and like get better. So I'm just like so excited for this year.
Yeah, I think it starts from my family. I had my mom's my rock, and she just showed me what it's like to be a strong, independent woman and to push yourself. So that's my rock at the end of the day. And from there, it's just loving the game and just wanting to be the best I can be, and excited about exploring any potential that we have and that I have individually as well.
Now, being up in Evanston, you guys are only a couple miles away from downtown Chicago. I've seen from Sienna, your Instagram, you visit a lot downtown. Ayah, have you got to visit anything downtown yet? What are your favorite things to do? I'd love to hear from you too. You're very well-versed in the city.
I did visit downtown a lot, and I feel like it's really cool for Evanston and like Chicago in general. Just like the transportation is like so easy. It's just like easy to go anywhere. So yeah, I always went to downtown like on the weekends because like I'm in class right now. So I just go on the weekends, and then I went to the Riverwalk. I would just like go there like shop on Michigan Ave, but it has been so fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love the city, big city girl, and since freshman year, I've definitely made it a point to start exploring. I'm a huge foodie, so luckily Chicago is the perfect place to come for that. So I love Fulton Market, West Loop, River North. I have been to my fair share of restaurants, and I just love walking around and being in this city. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, Ayah, Sienna, thank you so much for being here with us today, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much.